Hey there again, YouTube. I forgot to mention something earlier when I was setting up the torch to cut this piece of rectangular tubing here. When you set up your torch, you should follow the manual that comes with your torch. In this case, I've got a 0 cutting tip. Let me put this somewhere so you can see it. I got a 0 cutting tip on there, which is the smallest one I have right now, which is for 1/4 inch to 3/8. He uses 3 pounds of acetylene and 20 to 25 on oxygen and 25 to 32 on oxygen. It's always a good idea to look up your manual for your torch so you know how much fuel gas pressure you need. I don't see a lot of people putting that on YouTube, but it's a very important thing that you do, because you can actually cause a lot more problems not using the right pressure than guessing. See, here's one for recommended pressure chart for multi-flame oxyacetylene heating nozzles. This one here is for a Victor hand and machine cutting data for the cutting torch. And here's one for the welding tips for a Victor torch. This is for a Victor Super Range torch. So whenever you set up a torch, it's always best to use what's in the manual as a good starting point. And the other thing that's very important is using one of these shields here. There's always a lot of sparks to fly back at you when you're cutting, and the worst thing you want to have is have sparks come back flying back in your face. So it's always a good idea to use this kind of hood, kind of a shield, so you don't have sparks flying back at you. And the other thing is when you're done shutting down the torch for today, leave your tip on your torch, the hot part of your tip, away from the cylinders. Don't wind it up and lay it on top of the hoses, because that can burn them up and put a hole in it. And the other thing is, whenever I set up the regulators, I always drain them down. I always back the screw off, make sure that the valves are shut on the cylinders. See, this one here is down, this is backed all the way out, and the cylinder shut down. So if you go with the recommendations from your manual and do according to the right safety procedures, you should be safe for using oxyacetylene setup. Other than that, I've got some pieces here that I cut out from the gussets yet. I cut these out on my mill because it's just a lot easier to do it that way since it's the CNC mill. All I got left to do is deburr them a little bit and then straighten them out a little bit. They got a little bit of bend to them. Not exactly very straight, but do that and weld them in the ends of the rectangular tubing, and then we should be ready for the next part. But until then, stay tuned. I'll have more for you. I'll talk to you later. Bye.